Good morning to all. I am G.A. Hegde, working as Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, KGF First Aid College, Urgam, KGF. Today, we shall discuss about the third session of fertilizers. This chapter is included for third semester BSc, Bangalore North University. In this session, we will discuss about nitrogenous fertilizers, phosphatic fertilizers, mixed fertilizers, manufacture of urea. Under this, we are studying all these types of the fertilizers and also the manufacture of urea. After studying this, you will understand about the various types of chemical fertilizers like nitrogenous, phosphatic, potash, etc. Knowledge of manufacture of urea and also knowledge of bi and tri-nutrient fertilizers. In order to understand this, you must have the basic knowledge of fertilizers, types of fertilizers, essential elements, and importance of fertilizers. With this, let us discuss about nitrogenous fertilizers. It is a straight fertilizer containing single nutrient. The main nitrogen fertilizer is ammonia or its solutions. Ammonium nitrate is also used. Urea is an important source of nitrogen. Urea is solid and non-explosive fertilizer. It contains about 46.6% of nitrogen. Manufacture of urea. Bosch process. In this process, ammonia is converted to urea. The process involves two steps. In the first step, ammonium carbamate is formed from ammonia and carbon dioxide. The equation is NH3 plus CO2 gives rise to NH2 COO NH4. The second step, ammonium carbamate decomposes into urea and water. The equation is NH2COO NH4 gives rise to NH2CO NH2 plus H2O. This is the flow chart for the production of urea. The urea solution is concentrated to give 99.6% molten urea and granulated. The manufacture of urea involves the following steps. Step 1. Synthesis. A mixture of compressed carbon dioxide and ammonia at high pressure is reacted to form ammonium carbamate. 60% ammonia is converted to urea. 2NH3 plus CO2 gives rise to NH2COO NH4. Step 2. Purification. The impurities like water and unconverted reactants in the mixture are removed. The pressure is reduced and the solution is heated to decompose to urea and water. The equation is NH2COO NH4 gives rise to NH2 twice CO plus H2O. Third step, concentration. The urea solution is heated under vacuum to evaporate water. The urea concentration increases from 68% W bar W to 80% W bar W. At this stage, some urea crystals also form. The solution is heated from 80 degrees centigrade to 110 degrees centigrade to dissolve this crystal prior to evaporation. At 140 degrees centigrade, 99% W bar W is produced. Step 4. Granulation. Urea is sold as 2 to 4 millimeter diameter granules. These are formed by spraying molten urea into seed granules which are supported on a bed of air. This is done in a granulator. Dry and cooled granules classified using screens. This final product is cooled and stored in airtight bag. Phosphatic fertilizers. The phosphorus present in phosphate fertilizer is in the form of phosphoric anhydride or phosphorus pentoxide. The amount of phosphorus available to the plants depends on the extent to which the fertilizer supplies HPO4 2- or HPO4- ions. Water-soluble phosphatic fertilizers. These fertilizers contains phosphorus in the available form in a natural form. In acid soils and free iron, aluminium, hydroxyl phosphates, but in alkaline and calcareous soils, water-soluble phosphorus is converted into insoluble calcium phosphate. For example, triple sulfur phosphate TSP, monoammonium phosphate MAP, diammonium phosphate DAP, etc. Multi-nutrient fertilizers. These are the fertilizers which contains more than 2 nutrient compounds. Binary fertilizers. These are the fertilizers which contains 2 component nutrients. For example, NP, nitrogen, phosphorus fertilizer like monoammonium phosphate and diammonium phosphate provides nitrogen and phosphorus. NPK fertilizers. NPK fertilizers are the 3 component fertilizers providing nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. NPK ratings consist of 3 numbers separated by dash. For example, 10, 10, 10 or 16, 4, 8, describing the chemical content of fertilizers. The first number represents the percentage of nitrogen in the product, the second one phosphorus pentoxide, and the third is potassium oxide. Fertilizers do not actually contain P2O5 or K2O, but the system is conventional shorthand for the amount of the phosphorus or potassium in fertilizer. Most fertilizers are labeled according to this NPK conventions. Just recall what we discussed so far. We discussed about classification of fertilizers, organic and inorganic fertilizers with examples, the sources of fertilizers, etc. With this, let us try to answer some simple questions. The first question is, the raw materials used in the manufacture of urea are? The correct answer for this one is C. Ammonia and carbon dioxide. The second question, the example for phosphate fertilizer is? The correct answer is A. DAP, diammonium phosphate. The third question is, the binary fertilizer contains? The correct answer is B. 2 nutrients. The next is, the nutrient present in potash fertilizer is? The correct answer is C. Potassium. In order to prepare this, I have referred these textbooks and also sources from internet. For further details, you can also refer these textbooks and also internet. Thank you.